Hello again, good friends. Welcome, new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. You know, with all the new products flooding out into the market, you often hear the word game changer or revolutionary. And often, after a little bit of time, it's like, the term really doesn't stick. I want to show you a product I believe really is revolutionary and will actually change the way I prep, the way I apply, and the way I go about caring for the product after it's applied. So today we're going to showcase the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer. This is just going to be sort of an introductory video because there's a lot of information to absorb with this first one here. I'm going to show preparation, application, and some curing. And then after that, I'll do a few videos on what it can do. So there's a lot to absorb with this one here. Let's get out into the shop, stop wasting time, and take a look at the Clear Coat Restorer. Optimum Clear Coat Restorer is a single component formula. It's self-leveling, bonds mechanically and chemically, and 9 ounces with shipping included for me to my area came to $94.99. It comes with 4 pearl weave microfiber towels. The pearl weave seems to be the best for application. What are you going to need for application? Well, obviously the coating itself, the 4 pearl weave towels, a respirator, gloves, protection for your hands, and also eye protection as well. Something I do want to cover that's very important: when you're done coating, do not crumble up the towel and throw it in the trash. Take it outside, let it breathe and air out. If you ever heard of spontaneous combustion, it's definitely something you want to avoid inside your shop. This fender was pulled off of a rollover, and this is a great opportunity for me to show what the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer can do. This has anything from light scuffs to gouges all the way down to the base coat and everything in between. So this will give us a great idea of the capabilities of the Restorer itself. Preparation is an absolute must. Even my furry little friend there is making sure I'm doing it right, so bear with me. I'm going to go through step by step as if this fender was attached to the car, and I have it in the shop here preparing it to lay down the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer. First a pre-treat and then a wash, however you do that, rinseless or in a wash bay. Dry it thoroughly. Mechanical decontamination with clay bar, auto scrub system, or whatever you use. Followed up by a chemical decontamination for ferrous metals. Followed by IPA, body solvent, or body prep. Okay, now we have a perfectly clean, decontaminated panel to work with here. And we want to go around now and feel if there's any jagged edges protruding up from the clear coat coming from any of these deep gouges or scratches, because that's what we're going to attack next. And we're going to do some spot correction, and I'm going to use 3000 grit sandpaper to knock those down. I feel 3 areas where it needs that type of correction, so let's take care of that next. Okay, I'm confident now we have the jagged edges taken care of. We can go one step further, and that's it. You do not want to polish this perfectly flat. You want it scuffed a little bit for the Clear Coat Restorer to dig its claws in there and bond properly. That'll give it the best bond. So I'm going to grab the Rotary and a wool pad, and that is about as far as we want to correct this panel before application. Okay, for this last step on the Rotary, I have attached a rather aggressive wool pad. I'm not going to use the Lake Country lamb's wool pad or the hybrid pad. They finish down rather well. So I'll team this up with the Scholl's S2 Extra Cut Compound, and that will be perfect for the surface we're looking for before application of the Clear Coat Restorer. Wipe off the residue the best you can. Follow that up with panel prep to make sure all the residue, wax, polish, or compound is removed. I'll use Strip Ease here from Angel Wax. Okay, so after that step, it's not perfectly flat, it's not perfectly smooth or clear. We have the scratches, we have a little bit of swirling from the Rotary and the wool pad that was attached, and also the Scholl's Extra Cut. And this is as far as we want to go. We have it, you can almost say that it's denibbed. We have no protruding pieces of clear or metal or anything from the gouges and scratches. It is clean, and it also is ready to receive the coating. So let's get to it. Before we do that, let's just get one quick reading here from our paint depth, 4.3 mils. I will get into this more in future videos, but just as a teaser, let's see what one coat gives us, adding to the thickness of this substrate. I find myself folding the pearl weave in thirds, then bringing in each end, and then folding one more time in the middle. That gives me the perfect thickness and edge in order to apply this coating properly. Okay, pour a copious amount onto your microfiber to start spreading it out. You want to make it nice and thick. Not thick enough that it's running down the panel, but thick enough that when this self-leveling formula spreads itself out on the panel, there is enough material to both spread itself out and cover the imperfections you want to hide. It will probably take a little bit of practice to perfect the procedure. For example, when you're first putting it on, a lot of those deep gouges will fill in and look decent, but it has to self-level and spread itself out, and they will pop back up again as it starts to cure. So keep that in mind when you get into some of the deeper scratches going beyond hazing and swirls. It's going to take more than one coat. And here is a close-up of applying it. Let's talk about that container. If you've not used all of it, put the cap back on. In the fridge, you'll have it for another 30 days. Put it in the freezer, you'll have it longer. Seal the cap, put it in the bag before you put it in the freezer, even longer yet. One coat down, wait an hour in between coats. So just real quick, after 5 minutes, dry to the touch. A full hour has gone by, so now you can decide if it needs an additional layer. As you can see, we already have marked improvement. Now, where the fender flared out and dug into the gravel as the vehicle rolled over, we have real serious damage. This is a clear coat restorer. I need to stress that. It's not a substrate or a primer or a base coat layer restorer. This is a clear coat restorer, so it will take care of your minor scratches, scrapes, and swirls and haze. It's not going to take care of anything down through the clear coat. So I will go ahead and add some additional layers. I was going to end the video here, but let's add some more layers and see just how far we can go with this repair. Before we do go any further, let's get one quick reading here. Okay, so we did go up 0.2 of a mil, so you could figure 0.2 of a mil per layer or per coat. When applying additional layers, even after an hour or two, you will feel it be just a little tacky and a little grabby to your pearl weave microfiber. That's going to be normal. So let's talk about some cure times and aftercare a little bit here. After 48 hours, you could do it after 24, but I'm going to recommend 48 hours before you put any type of PPF or coating or wax or sealant on there. And also, after 48 hours, you get the green light to wet sand or polish. If you don't like the look of your finish, if you have some runs, or it's just overall not level enough for you, you can then polish, wet sand, and perfect from there, but wait 48 hours. On the other hand, if you're just going to apply it and be done with it, or apply it and release it to your customers, wait a minimum of 4 hours. I recommend 12 before it gets wet. As we take a quick look at the before and after, I work on a lot of classic and antique cars, single stage. And there are areas and panels where the paint is just too thin to polish. I think this would be the best area and the best situation to break out this product. After that, it would be to fill in minor scuffs and abrasions and some swirls. If you have a tight driveway and you're running down through and you clip some branches and bushes, those would be situations where this would come into play. It did make a great difference here, but filling in scratches, it's going to take more than one coat. It's going to take some of your patience to make that panel turn around. I can't wait to show you the other situations and applications where this would be beneficial to you. The best way to put this is I press the reset button on my thought process when working with Optimum Clear Coat Restorer when it comes to preparation, application, and aftercare. Now I will follow up, and stay tuned, be patient. I'm going to follow up with a few videos showing what this can do. And there are many things it can do, from clear coats that are just too thin to polish to scuffs and scrapes you want to take care of, again, where the clear is just too thin to work with. Overall, dull and hazed clear that needs to be brightened up a bit, headlights, tail lights. After it's cured, polishing, wet sanding, waxing, sealing, and coating. We're going to cover all of those, so just be patient. I will be out with videos dedicated to that. I'm going to show the thickness that it adds to the clear coat using my gauges and meters, the overall gloss it can give you, and again, much, much more. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.